Hello everyone, Sarah here from Sarah Homfray Embroidery. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you to our loyal followers who watch me every week and to the new subscribers as well. I know we're getting loads of you joining us, so thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you also to Patricia, Melanie, again hi Melanie, Kelly and Kelsey as well. You've all clicked the super thanks button to show your support and that you're really enjoying these videos, so thank you very much for that. So we've just had a big holiday weekend here in the UK. It was the King's coronation on Saturday and they all got rained on, but it was still pretty spectacular. It was really amazing. And then of course the weather was beautiful on Sunday, wasn't it? And I went out with my friend Jane and our two mums, and we went to a lovely little town in the heart of Derbyshire into the Peak District National Park of Buxton, and we went to the 2023 Buxton Wool Gathering. So this event is one of 3 wool gathering events in England actually, so in the Midlands and in the north of England, and it's basically a yarn festival. I mean, what's better than a yarn festival? So there's 2 in the Peak District that I've mentioned, and there's a new one this year in October if you're in the UK and you want to go, up in Cumbria, so it's near to the Lake District. So all of them are really beautiful places if you wanted to combine it with a weekend away. I will put a link to the Buxton Wool Gathering, well, the Wool Gathering website, which has got details of all 3 gatherings, because there's still another one to come this year, and I'll put that in the description below the video if you want to go and have a look at that. So the wool gathering is mainly for people who knit and crochet, quite a bit of spinning as well. There's lots of felting materials there, and weavers as well. So obviously I'm not really any of those particularly, so I wasn't expecting to get much. I just thought we'll go and have a nice day out, but I did find lots of goodies. I tried really hard to spend some money and I managed it. So I thought what I'd do in this video is show you what I have bought and then tell you my ideas of what I'm going to do with it. So this is the brochure that you get when you go in, really nicely printed actually, it's beautiful, and it's got all of the exhibitors in it. Now this one was actually cancelled, there was a rather lot of snowfall. It is the Peak District. Ginger Cat's Ginger Cat's bored already. He's gone, so I can have the whole table now. So what was I saying? Yes, it was cancelled because of the snow, and they reorganised it some reason for the coronation weekend. I'm not sure why they did that, but the weather was glorious, so that was a good choice. So they did have to make a new insert because some of the people couldn't make it, but it's in an incredible building in the Pavilion Gardens in Buxton, which has this amazing octagonal shaped room in it with all the exhibitors in it. You can see some footage of it here. Most of the exhibitors are in here. There was some up on the stage as well, and some in the entranceway. So it was a really lovely venue with a cafe right on site, and it's got a big park there as well. You can go and have a wander around. It's a really beautiful venue. And with this, so they give you that as well. That's the extra one they had to print because of the snow. And then they also give you a free knitting pattern as well for a little headband, which is quite cute. So they give you that for free. So lots of information in there on suppliers and things like that. And as I said, I'm not a knitter or a crocheter, but I was very pleasantly surprised to see not 1 but 3 stands selling natural dye stuff. Now if you've been following my other channel, my Sarah Homfray Creates channel, I've been doing a lot of experiments on there with dyeing some fabrics and threads. I'm having a lot of fun with that at the moment, so it was really quite excited to see that there were 3 different people selling some different dye stuff, so I thought I would just show you what I got. So I have been collecting lots of dye stuffs that you can find in the house, and I'll show you a few of those in a second, but they've got some ones that I was particularly interested in because I have seen the colours that they are supposed to produce. Now if anybody's done any natural dyeing, you will know that the colour you think is going to come out doesn't usually. So I knew about these ones that I have got here, so I'm really excited to try this. I'll just show you what I've got. So I got some logwood chips. So these are quite a reddy brown colour, and apparently these are going to come out like a really dark purple, sort of bluey grey, and if you put a mordant in it, something that changes the colour, if you put some iron in it, it goes almost to black. So that's really exciting out of the red colour that's in the pack. I also stocked up on some cochineal bugs. Says no one ever, because I've used these before, and I've got something over there that I've used them. I'm going to show you in a second. Make really beautiful pink colour, and I haven't got any left, so I thought I'll get a few of those as well. And I've got some chopped madder root as well, which I think is going to go like a nice orangey colour. I used those in my solar dye jar video which is on my Create channel, so you can go and check that out if you want to know what solar dyeing is all about. So I've got some of that as well because that was a really beautiful colour. These ones have come from DT Craft and Design. I will put up links for all of these, the suppliers of everything that I'm going to show you today. I'll put those in the description below the video if you're interested in anything I have got. And then I got one more colour from another stall. So this is hibiscus flowers, natural dye, and it says browns, but I have seen them that where they're a bit purpley as well, so it'd be interesting to see. I will probably get brown but be interested to see if I can get purple out of them. And this was from blots.co.uk, and I had a really nice chat to Sue and Simon who ran that stall. And Sue has got a huge amount of knowledge about natural dyeing. She's been doing it since she was a small child, and she knows an awful lot about it, and how you prepare your dyes and how you can change. Her knowledge was incredible. So it was really nice to chat to them as well. So I've got the hibiscus flowers to try from there. So if you can hear a noise, by the way, there's a thunderstorm just started. So we've gone from rain on Saturday, beautiful on Sunday. It was a bit rubbish yesterday. Now we've got full on thunderstorms. So if you can hear that, I do apologise. I shall just carry on. So what also I got, which is all connected with these dyes, is this wool. Now, as I said, they didn't sell embroidery threads. It was more for wool, but I found this one, which I thought I could stitch with. It's nice and fine. It's nice fine lace wool. I thought that's really nice to stitch with. It is 50% silk and 50% merino wool. It feels absolutely beautiful, really lovely and soft. And wool and silk both dye really nicely. So it will be interesting to see what the mix of them does, because you do get different colours depending on what materials you dye. They will change in intensity. So I don't know what having them mixed together is going to do, but there's quite a lot here. This came from the DT Crafts and Design Company as well. And there is, what was I going to say, 800 metres on here, so I can get a lot of skeins out of this. So I thought what I would do is I would get somebody to help me skein this up into much smaller skeins. I can get a lot out of 800 metres, and I thought I would try them in these dye stuffs. And every time I do a dye pot of something, sometimes I just find something interesting. I put it in a little pot and mix it up with some water and see if I get colour out of it. I can going over here. I can totally lost my train of thought. I can put a skein in the pot and I can make another colour. So what I thought I would do is get as many different colours as I can, and the natural colours just all go so beautifully together, and then I could make something out of it. Now I thought I could either maybe do a stitch sampler with it to show all the different colours, or I could design something specifically for those colours. Obviously I don't know what colours I'm going to get yet. If you've got any ideas about what I could do with lots of skeins of hand dye threads, I'm just going to do a little bit of each, and I'd like to put all of them in one piece. If you've got any ideas, do let me know in the comments below. It would be great if we could come up with something for a future video. So I'm just going to show you a few things that I've already dyed from the house. So things that I've just got, say, lying around, things that you would have in your kitchen. So I've got some onion skin here. This is white onion skin. You get this beautiful yellow colour, and onion skins have in them what they call tannins. So the colour sticks to the fabric and the fibres really well. So if you ever want to have a go, onion skins is a fabulous place to start, because I'm sure everyone's got some onions in their house that they cook with. Just save the skins, put them in a pot, boil them up, stick some fabric in. Job done, as they say. So I've got some onion skins, I've got some silk ribbon, and I've got some cotton embroidery and some linen and some cotton fabrics. I've also tried red cabbage. That comes out really, really well. Same process, and this is all the same dye pot. This is a Appleton's wool, a crewel wool here for embroidery, and you can just add different things to change the colour. And if you just add lemon juice, it kind of dilutes it, if you like, or it bleaches it, and you get this beautiful pink colour. So you can get lots of colours out of the same pot. And this is also red cabbage as well, with a bit of lemon juice, so the pink is the lemon juice. And I've got some silk fabrics in here and some silk ribbons, and again some cotton embroidery in there. So I've already got some sets that I have made up. I wish I had thought about this game beforehand, and I could have dunked them in as well, but it doesn't matter. I just want to show you one more that I've been trying as well. And this one I'm quite excited about. I didn't get this one from the show. I bought this online because Julie, thank you Julie, who watches the other channel, hopefully she watches this one too, put me onto this one. This one is butterfly pea flower, and this is tea, and you just buy it as tea, and it goes the incredible colour. This is the colours that you get out of it here. I'll just show you these. So look at this beautiful purple colours, and I just put all sorts of different fabrics in there so I can see how they take the colour. Look at that one. That linen's really, really nice. The Ada went a really strange colour. I dyed it once, then I put the end in another pot of it and let it soak up, and it's kind of, the bit that's in the air has sort of gone a bluey green colour, which is a little bit like what indigo does. So I don't know if there's something about the blue dye that makes it do that. So that's really exciting. And cottons and silk ribbons. Some really beautiful silk ribbons there, and I've put some paper in as well. This is cardi paper, so this is a cotton paper, and I just put some little pieces of that in and try some different things. That one I actually put the flowers on top, and it sort of pulls the dye around, if you like, and again where the flowers weren't, it's gone green. That's got a bit of lemon juice in it. That's got a lot of lemon juice in it, so you can easily change the colours of them. So that's the sort of colours you get. And this is something that I like to make when I'm trying a colour. So it's a bit like a tie-dye ball. I've just screwed some fabrics up and I've dipped them in the dye pot and I've let them soak up, and then I just take it out and I let it dry. I have done this method with some tea bag dyeing, so tea bags and rusty nails. The video for that is on the Create channel. So if you're interested in the process and how these come out, because they're really, really exciting, then do go and check that one out. So what I thought I would do is actually unravel this one now, and you can see what it looks like. It's been sitting there ages and I've been dying to open it, and I thought, no, I'll show you. I should probably loosen the knots first. I'll show you what it looks like, because I have no idea how this is going to come out. So the parts in the middle I'm expecting to obviously not have so much dye, and the bits on the outside do. Now what happens when you let it dry naturally, they dries at different rates, so the bits on the edge dry first, and you can see how strong the colour is in the edge. It all sort of almost sucks the colour out to the edge, so the you get these really beautiful bits of colour on here. So let's just unwrap it and see what we've got. So this is a little bit of calico strips. It's already beautiful. Really lovely colours there. Let's just move that out of the way so we can see what we've got. And then I put some silk ribbon around it, and just again try lots of different materials, see what works the best, and I can use all these in my stitching projects. There's some silk ribbon. I will just give them a little rinse. They're a little bit crusty because they've dried naturally, so I will just give them a little bit of a rinse, but that silk ribbon's come out beautifully as well. A little bit of embroidered fabric. Oh, that's so successful. It's so nice. It's so rewarding dyeing your own materials and threads, because you just don't know what you're going to get. You'd never get a fabric like that any other way. So that's a bit of cotton. This is a bit of Egyptian cotton. Oh, that's amazing. That's really beautiful. Let's put them underneath so you can see them. A little bit of linen here. And the colour is so strong, it's incredible. And this is sold as tea, so I can't imagine what happens if you drink it. Blue lips for the next month. Really strong colours. Down comes the rain. And this one has gone a little bit green. Now I noticed this and I thought, well, I hope that's not a mouldy green. You really need to dry these quite quickly. Are we safe? Dawn says we're safe. Lots of electrical cables and things. And it had gone a bit green, and I don't know again if it's how it somehow hits the air. It did it with the cardi paper, but it's incredible how many colours are coming out of this flower. It's really amazing. And look at that, sort of yellows and blues and a bit of purple. These are very exciting. Might have to do a bit more of this one. And then another little bit of linen that was right in the middle. Don't mind these little bits at the edge. So that's taken the dye really well, right into the middle as well. So you can see how exciting and fun this process is, and why I'm excited to try all these different things. And I have used some of them in some videos. So I've used a few in the on the Create channel videos, and also in the slow stitching videos. So if you want to see some of these being actually made into something, do check out our slow stitching playlist that's on this channel, and you can see some of those being used. So I've got those to play with as well. Now I've got all my dyes and my wool, so I'm really looking forward to having a play with all of those. While I make these dye pots, I like to stick as much in as possible and get much use out of the dye as I can. So I found these at the show as well. So these are silk carrier rods. This is from the threshing barn, and this is basically a waste product from the silk making process. When you wind the silk off the cocoons, this is the product that you get at the end, and they're kind of a little bit quite sort of coarse and crusty, if you like, and sort of quite stiff, but you can manipulate them, and I haven't tried playing with them yet. I'm looking forward to playing with them, because if you wet them, they've got this natural gum in them, and that activates, and you can sort of make paper with it, you can make pieces of fabric, you can felt with it, you can put felting with it, and so it'd be nice to try and see if we can do that and do some stitching on it as well. And if I just show you this end, you can just tease it out. I'll show you the sort of properties of it. You can just tease it out really carefully, and you can see the fibres that you get from it, and this is without wetting it or doing anything to it at all. Those are the silk waste fibres, so it's got a lot of potential in it, that I think, for making some fabrics or doing some felting or making some background or stitching over or something. I don't know quite, and these are in their natural state, so I'll definitely be sticking some of these in the dye pot as well. I don't know what will happen when they get wet in the dye pot, but it's all fun and it's all experimentation, and we might find something really exciting. So I've got a bag of those to play with, and then while I was at the threshing barn as well, I bought this tiny little loom, little weaving loom. I wanted to have a go with a little bit of weaving. I don't want to get into weaving, I've got enough to do as it is, but I thought some of these threads and these samples, and you just want to show off the threads and the materials, it'd be nice to make some little weaving samples, and I thought that was quite a cute little loom, so I'm going to use that for some as well. I almost forgot to show you this. So I mentioned the cochineal dye earlier, and makes this beautiful pink colour. So I did my solar dye jar experiment, and then I tipped the dye that was left from that project into a pan, and then I put some more of the cochineal in it, and then I put one of those tie-dyed balls into the pot, and I got these beautiful fabrics here. Really beautiful range of sort of pinky orangey fabrics. Now I'm not going to show you this too close up because I have another video on this. This is on the Create channel. Do go and check that one out and see how I made this and have a look at these amazing beautiful fabrics. So I also bought a little present while I was there. Caroline, my sister, and Tamber Embroidery Extraordinaire. If you've seen our Tamber videos, that's Caroline that's doing the Tamber videos. She's also a really good knitter. Annoyingly, she's good. She's good at so many things. So I bought her a little present. She's coming on Thursday, and this is going to go up on Friday. So she will hopefully seen this, actually had this before she's seen this video. So I bought her this little present. This is from the Knitting Gift Shop. There are some really beautiful gift ideas if you're a knitter. I'm quite jealous and think, oh, they're lovely, but I don't knit, so I can't use them. So I bought her this. It's a little purse. Tiny little purse. There's the little fitting for it. You knit a little coin purse and it goes on a key ring, and then they also sold, how cute are these little knitting needles to go with it, and it's tiny, and she's coming on the train and she's got to get it all in a bag, so it's a nice little design. Will hopefully go in a bag. It's got instructions in there and everything you need, and it's got a little bit of embroidery on it, a little bit embroidered flower on the top as well, so hopefully she will enjoy that. So I've got that for Caroline. John says she can knit it on the way home. She can knit it on the way home. Just wait for that to go over. And then a couple more things that I bought is books. There are loads and loads of books on how to dye fabrics naturally, and with lots of really wonderful ideas in, but this little one caught my eye because this one is a garden to dye for. So this is about what to plant in your garden to get dyes, and I'm quite interested in this, rather than, it's great to go and buy them from people who've got the dyes already done, but it's really exciting to go in your garden and just pull some stuff up and try it. I've tried nettles and dandelions and all of those things that you normally chuck in the garden recycling, you can dye with. So this was a really exciting one from that point of view, and it's just such a beautiful image on the front. I kind of got in my head that it'll be this sort of image but with embroidery threads on it. That's probably not going to happen, but and it's got a little recipe for watercolour paints as well, and I do love to do my watercolour, so we can make some paints with it, which is exciting. And just things that you can put in your garden and how to get the best dyes out of them. Coffee and tea, everybody's got some coffee and tea, goldenrod, so some really wonderful things in there that are not too difficult to get, and it's a very much my sort of way of doing it, is just experiment and have a bit of fun. Don't worry too much about the sciencey side of it, because it can get a bit in depth. And then what we did after we had been to the wool gathering is we went to another place in the Peak District. Another of my favourite places, because it happened to be on the way home, is the High Peak bookstore, and it's this wonderful huge bookstore. It's in the middle of nowhere, but it's really fabulous. It's got a wonderful cafe, and we thought, well, let's go and have a cup of tea and have a look at the books. And I also happened to find in there, this is the Fabric and Yarn Dyers Handbook, over 100 inspirational recipes to dye and pattern fabric. So it was definitely a day to find fabric dyeing stuff, and it's just got loads of different ideas in this one. So not so much about the dyes, it is about the dyes, but also about what you can do with it and what projects you can make. Got some printing, some stenciling, how to do repeat patterns, shibori, different colours there, some amazing colours, marbling. So I thought that was quite exciting. That was a bit of a bargain price as well, so I got a couple of books to keep me busy. So that was my day at the Buxton Wool Gathering. It was a really lovely day with really nice company, and basically I've bought myself loads of stuff to have a little bit of a play with and to have a lot of fun with. If you want to follow along with that and what I get and make out of that and the colours I get out of that, you can do that on my Create channel community page, and I've also got an Instagram account for that as well. Now it's Sarah Homfray Creates. You can join me there and have a look and see how that is progressing. I would really like to make something out of this as well, so if you've got some ideas, do remember to let me know what they are, and we'll see what we can come up with for a new embroidery project in the future. So thank you for watching, everybody. If you have enjoyed this video, there is another one up here that I think you might like. Do give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Say it was going to thunder this afternoon.